Welcome to Tattletale. Here's today's story, the intern everyone ignored. Ended up teaching me the most important lesson. I used to be the kind of person who didn't really care about interns. Not in a mean way. I was just busy. Deadlines, meetings, client calls, rinse and repeat. When interns came through, I barely noticed them. Most were quiet, did what they were told, and disappeared after a few weeks. Then came Olivia. She was fresh out of college, assigned to my department. Small voice. Polite. Always asking if there was anything she could help with. And I always gave her the same answer. Nah, you're good. Just sit in on meetings if you want. She'd sit there quietly during team calls, taking notes like she was prepping for a final exam. But I never really saw her. She was just the intern. One week, I had a monster workload. 3 overlapping projects, a team member out sick, and a client who was doing that change everything at the last minute thing they love to do. I was stressed, behind, and quietly drowning. That's when Olivia knocked on my cubicle. Soft voice, nervous smile, holding a cup of coffee. I noticed you've been working late, figured you could use this. It was exactly how I take it, black with a splash of oat milk. No one on the team knew that. She handed me a post-it with a tiny checklist she made of everything the team was juggling. She color-coded the projects and marked the ones she could assist on. I know I'm just the intern, she said, but I'm pretty good with spreadsheets if you want help sorting through the reporting mess. I stared at her like she'd just handed me the Holy Grail. I gave her one small task. She finished it in an hour. Correctly. Then another. And another. By the end of the day, she'd cleared enough off my plate that I actually had breathing room. And that's when I realized I had been totally wrong about her. She wasn't just the intern. She was paying attention, even when no one paid attention to her. Over the next few weeks, I gave her more responsibility. She handled it like a pro. She'd quietly spot inconsistencies in data, catch typos before client reports went out, and once even reminded me I had a meeting I forgot to log on my calendar. When her internship ended, I gave her the strongest recommendation I'd ever written. She ended up landing a full-time role at another company. I was sad to see her go, honestly. A few months later, I got a package on my desk. No return address. Just my name on a sticky note. Inside was a coffee mug. On the side, it said, "You're good. But everyone needs a little help sometimes." At the bottom of the box was a note from Olivia. She wrote, "Thank you for eventually seeing me. Not everyone does. You taught me a lot, maybe more than you meant to. But you also reminded me to speak up, even when no one's listening. And you reminded me that the loudest leader isn't always the most helpful, sometimes it's the one who listens, too. P.S. I still drink my coffee black with oat milk." Guess who I learned that from? I sat at my desk, holding that mug, feeling like I'd just been handed a promotion in emotional maturity. Moral of the story: you never know who's watching. You never know who's quietly learning and waiting for a chance. Don't overlook people just because they're quiet. Sometimes the most valuable person in the room is the one no one's paying attention to, yet.